So it's another week, which means it's time yet again for another mod highlight, an asset highlight. This time around we've got an asset and a map from me, because I happen to live in the area and I'm intrigued by them. This awesome walkway that's actually being highlighted right now, as well as some cool mobile homes and power stations. So I hope you guys enjoy. As always, let me know what you think, and if you've got anything you think that I should be looking at and highlighting, and I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoy. For our first highlight today, I want to point out this. It's a level 2 building. It's a 1x2. It's a Baltimore-style row home by David McBoy. As I've said before, I live in the DC area. I've spent a lot of time in Baltimore, and let me tell you, this isn't perfect, but it feels sort of right. You know, the cobble in front. I'm not sure about the streetlight itself, but the stoops. I mean, I've sat on a lot of Baltimore stoops, and there's always some sort of stoop, either that kind or otherwise. Out back, having a little bit of land seems true. I'm often seeing, what I would love to see is one with a rooftop deck, which is pretty common in Baltimore, parts of Baltimore, and I don't see solar panels all the time, although I've seen a few. But Baltimore is a gritty, down-to-earth city. I think this is a pretty cool view. I'm really excited because I think this kind of building and this kind of city, where they're all connected, is going to be possible soon with one of the new patches. They're talking about doing wall-to-wall buildings that connect, so like row homes, that kind of thing. And I really do want to work on like a Baltimore row home kind of city. I think that patch will really help with that. So this is a good first step. I think it's the first mod or asset that this individual's done. I'm not positive. I was checking earlier. I think it is. So it's got a little bit of, it's not the highest res of textures and that kind of thing, but it fits the Baltimore idea really well. It fits how I expect to see the city. Just really feels good. So I wanted to highlight this one. This is the Baltimore-style row house by David McBoy. And second off today is one where I am being a homer to, what I like anyway. This is a starter map for Washington, D.C. by Matt Campy. What I find interesting is, so what he's done is he's mapped out Washington, D.C. and the area around it, and then he's actually put in little pathway roads, temporary roads, to show where the main roads in D.C. are. Which is a really cool idea, especially for someone who's just like trying to start out or learn a little bit. It's a nice feel. He's also put trees where some of the monuments are. So if you don't know DC very well, I actually live further south of here, across the river. But this is the main river. This is Theodore Roosevelt Island, and you can actually, all the main roads. This is the GW Parkway coming down. One of the 95, not Beltway. The Beltway's down here, but one of the sub ones. And then this is the main mall where all the monuments are, so your reflecting pool there. I think this is probably the Jefferson Memorial. There's actually a couple memorials over here that aren't marked. So you can see Capitol Building, White House, all sorts of really well done. This is a Union Station. This is where the train connection comes in, the main train station. I think up here you actually have, this is the Georgetown Reservoir. I think we're probably... and there's a canal that runs along here, so just really well detailed. He's planned out a lot of stuff. This looks like it's part of, is this Rock Creek Parkway? Or Rock Creek Park, maybe? I'm trying to remember my geography a little bit, but has all the major roads planned out. The baseball stadium is actually right here, so this would cross over normally. This is actually part of DC. It's called Anacostia, even though it's across that river. So just a really well done, excuse me, I think you're now in Maryland if you get up here. Real well done map with a lot of detail, really cool sort of feel to it, and a lot of extra help if you want it to sort of be able to lay out the city the way it looks, and that's pretty cool to see. So I wanted to highlight this. This is the Washington, D.C. It's version 4 starter map by Matt Campy. Next up is this walkway with a parking lot by VIP. I like it a lot. I like the fact, I mean, this is a nice walkway. I mean, in all honesty, I think it's a great walkway. It works very well if you're trying to create a boulevard. It also works if you're trying to be like on a coast. There's always going to be some minor height issues. You can see this is 2 put together. and I would have liked some variety in the trees, but it's a gorgeous walkway. I'm highly amused by having the signs there. There's parking lots, so people can park here if they want to, and walk along. It's just really nicely done. I could see a situation where I put like two, if I do something, where can I put these? I don't even know where I could put them right now, but I could put sort of like one, let's build a road real quick. Let's see, 1, 2, something like this. Put like one right here, one on the other side, and have them connect up. And that would be like a cool joint walkway. Now we're seeing some height issues, of course, but on flat land, you could have a nice sort of boulevard kind of feel to it. I think for me it's more of an ocean side, although this block here is a little bit frustrating, but let's say we put it like right here. That would work pretty well. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. I need to figure out how I'm going to integrate it into my cities, but for now, this is the walkway with 18 parking spaces by VIP. This next one here is a 4x1 covered solar parking area by CPM Technic. I kind of love it. It has the Spasm Energy logo, that's fine. But these things actually exist. Like, you can actually get covered parking, solar power covered parking spaces. Mostly that happens in places like California where there's a lot of sunlight, etc. But it's a really cool use because it generates power, but it also gives you a covered parking spot, so maybe a little bit less heat on your parking spot. So it's just across the board a really cool idea. It's a power station. It costs about $8 a week, so very cheap, $5,000 to start. Produces only 2 megawatts, so it's not like it's going to produce a whole bunch of power for you. But what it does is it sort of gives you the ability to put these together, make a little parking area. If you want to in your residential area, or maybe even in your commercial area, you can sort of add these in as parking areas, maybe at the end of a row, that kind of thing. So really cool idea. It mirrors reality. People are trying to make these. I think it's a lot of fun. So this is a 4x1 covered solar parking power station by CPM Technic. Next up we have this mobile home by M. Vincent, 10,770.81, something like that, 17781. You know, I haven't really thought about it, but it's harder to build some sort of what you'd call lower density, lower class housing feels to it, and certainly in parts of the U.S. at least, you see these, you know, small homes. They're about the size of a mobile home. Sometimes they are actually a mobile home itself. Sometimes they're just the one strip home kind of feel that, you know, can be very easily transported if you take it off the ground. And this looks pretty nice. I think, you know, decent resolution, decent textures. Not sure how often I'll have, you know, it's a 1x3 lot, but you could plan out an entire neighborhood that was really focused around these. It would be a nice low density neighborhood. Probably one, you know, I talk a lot about in my city video about trying to balance between educated and uneducated workers. This is an area where you could try to, you know, decrease the density, decrease the education, would look pretty decent. And they're actually not bad. You got 4 different colors as always. Some nice little touches. The bushes vary a little bit, so I like that as well. And it feels like it was something that was missing from the set of buildings, and so I wanted to highlight that you could, you know, put something like this in there. So this is a mobile home, is the name of the mod. It's by M. Vincent 17781. And I guess this is actually the last one for the week. So if you want to see more, please tune in. Each week I'm doing this, having a blast finding new things. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please let me know. Have a good one. Bye.